Good morning.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
My name is Usama OB. I am the Assistant Front Office Manager of the Tailors International, and I believe you are Mr. Mukund.
Oh, yes. How did you know my name?
I got an email from HR department, and they told me you are coming here for the training purpose.
Yes, I am.
So, do you know what training is today?
It's all about etiquettes, how to be perform in front of a guest.
Basically, it's the communication issues which front office employees have.
Alright, sir.
And recently, we have received many complaints regarding the problems which employees have when they are interacting with the guest,
Right.
which really creates a very negative impact on the guest regarding our property.
Certainly, sir.
So, I think we should begin our training without further ado.
Certainly, sir.
This is going to be our lesson plan today. As you can see, our task is the front desk staff communication and introduce them with the proper words to use when they are interacting with the guest.
Alright.
And we are focusing here on three main objectives. Number one is interacting with the guest in the proper manner, then guest complaint handling,
Alright.
and lastly the proper words to use when they are communicating with the guest.
Proper words to use when they're communicating with the guest.
Yeah. So, do you have any questions in mind so far?
Not yet, sir. Not yet.
Okay. Let's begin with the stage one of our training, which is interacting with the guest in the right manner.
Interaction with the guest.
You can note down the points, that will be helpful for you.
Right.
So, when we have to interact with the guest, the basic things which we have to keep in mind is we have to speak clearly, okay, and we have to give the guest a smile, because smile gives a very pleasant impact on the guest.
Right.
Okay, then we have to address the guest name.
Right.
If I call you by your name, it definitely means that you will think that I am concerned about you and I have interest in you, that's why I am calling you by your name. And if I call you like Mr., hey, how, that doesn't give a very nice impact.
It will be very ill-mannered.
Exactly. And as you know, we are in the service industry, so we have to take special care of these things.
Right.
Okay. Then, when you are in front of the guest, suppose you are the employee, you don't have to eat and drink in front of the guest. You have to listen to guests. That is very important. You have to be a very, very good listener when you are interacting with the guest, because guests really like the employees if they are listening to them very carefully. Lastly, you have to be very, very well groomed. So, what do you know about grooming?
Okay. In my terms, grooming is that one important thing that creates that impression in front of us.
So,
Others, I mean, yes.
True. First impression.
First impression is
Exactly.
always the last impression.
And front office, as you know, is the point which is like the most important department of the hotel. The relationship between hotel and guest starts from the front office. It is a focal point of activity for the hotel. So, when we are standing in the front office, we have to be very, very careful, because we are creating the first impression of our property in the mind of the guest.
Right.
Now, Mr. Mukund, let's move on to the second stage of our training, which is the handling of guest complaints.
Right.
You know, they are of very, very, very much importance.
That's one of the tasks we go through every time.
What is in your mind regarding the complaints?
Simplest complaint, they complicate it a lot and they bring it to us. Yes, they can be solved, but they want extra and extra and extra. There's always an extra towards an answer.
Exactly. See, the problem is many guests complain on purpose, but we cannot actually risk it. Some guests do complain when there actually is a complaint, and we have to tackle that complaint very, very critically.
Right.
There is certain procedure to handle the guest complaint. As you can see, we have to handle the complaint with diplomacy and with tactics, which you will understand with time.
Right.
The experience tells you that. After that, whenever a guest is complaining, definitely he is angry, he or she is angry. So, you have to show him patience and listen to the problem. If you are listening to the complaint of the guest carefully, guest will understand that you are actually giving him the attention he requires, and there can be a situation sometime when you don't know how to solve that problem.
Right.
At that time, just don't panic. First of all, make your guest feel comfortable, and then try talking to your supervisor regarding your problem. And if actually there can be a scenario when your supervisor can actually solve that problem, and rather than not solving the problem, this is a better way to solve the guest problem.
What if my supervisor is not there at all?
Then definitely, at that time, you have to think of measures yourself. Try to think the best possible way in which how you can solve the guest problem. Provide him with alternative, some other solution that can help your guest.
I think the point that you said that You have to listen.
Listen, exactly.
I think that is going to be the key thing, because listening to a guest is kind of the fact that you get from them that what is wrong.
Exactly.
Right. I think
So the same point is colliding again. Just see, when I was telling you about interacting with the guest and guest handling the blame, the thing, listening to the guest carefully. This comes in both the things. Okay. Now let's move on to the last phase, which is the proper words, appropriate words to use when we are interacting with the guest.
yes, sir.
Shall we start by some scenario, or shall I explain to you the points?
Anything as you like. So
Okay, I think we should first finish our training, then I'll definitely create some scenarios for you.
that would be great.
That would be great. Okay. So the proper words to use when you are addressing your guest, the proper salutation.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Exactly. Good evening. You should know when you are greeting your guest.
All right.
Then calling the guest by name again.
Mr. Usama.
Exactly.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Usama Nasir. We are pleased to have you with us.
Exactly. May I help you, sir?
May
How
I
can I
help
help you, sir?
Right.
These phrases creates a very good impression. Rather than saying, hey, what can I do for you, this and that.
Yes, the word hey is a very
Hey
bad.
is a very bad word.
Yeah, it's a bad gesture by a person.
So we have to show our guest respect he deserves. If he is coming to our property, it is our duty to provide him the respect he deserves. Lastly, I'll summarize my training.
Yes, please.
We started by interacting with the guest in right manner, where I told you several points, like speaking clearly, giving the smile to the guest, addressing the guest's name, do not eat and drink, listen to the guest, and the grooming in your personality.
Yes.
After that, I told you about the proper way of handling the guest complaints. Again, listening very carefully.
Listening.
Just focus on this. You have to listen very carefully. If you want to join this industry and you're not a good listener, believe you me, you have to be a very, very good listener. Okay?
Right.
And then lastly, proper words to use. Properly greeting, calling the guest by name, salutation. These are the basic technical jargon which we use in the industry nowadays. Okay? I think, Mr. Mukund, this is the time to do some role plays.
Certainly, sir.
I have prepared 2 situations for you.
All right.
The first situation, let's start.
Oh,
I'll be very spontaneous.
okay.
Let's start.
Okay.
That is the better way.
Excuse me.
You are the front office employee. I am the guest. I have given my card to the valet, and when I presented them with the valet coupon, they have given me the wrong key.
Good morning, Mr. Nasir. As I know that the valet services have got a wrong car according to your coupon, let me just get back with you. I will talk to the concierge and let you know as soon as possible.
How do you expect your valet to do such a big mistake?
I would really honestly apologize from the concierge services. We shall figure this out as soon as possible.
Okay. Now I will give you my feedback.
Yes, sir.
You have done this very, very nice way. Done this in a very nice way, pardon me. And the way you showed your confidence, it means that my training is actually helping you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so
Now
much.
I'll give you the next scenario.
Oh, okay, another one.
Another one.
Alright.
This is going to be a funny one. Okay. A guest comes running to the front office, and you are very much surprised. Why is she running or he running? She's a female or male. You certainly know. Now the next scenario. Again, you are the front office employee.
Alright.
I'm the guest. I have ordered something from the room service in my room, but they gave me something which I have not ordered. So, for the purpose of complaining, I'm coming to you at the front office.
Alright. Good evening, Mr. Nasir.
Good evening.
I'm sorry, I really apologize that you had to come down to the front desk. I will get back to the kitchen. I will get back to the food and beverage department as soon as possible. And if you may proceed to your room, I will give you a call as soon as possible, letting you know the updates. And I will really apologize for the wrong order that has been sent to you. And hopefully this will not be repeated. Really apologize.
So that is the way you are going to solve this.
Hopefully, because the best that I can right now do is contact the FNB and get to know what really happened inside. Because if I don't know that, then I will have no explanation to give to my guests in this case.
No need to panic. I was just confusing you a bit. The way you handled your second problem is far much better than the way you handled the first problem. So I think that's a job well done.
Thank you so much, sir.
So let's summarize the all training.
Please, please.
We started by see interaction with the guest in a proper manner. We move to the guest complaint handling.
All right.
And lastly, the proper words to use.
Yes.
So that's the all summary of our training.
All right.
I don't need to repeat all the details of the training.
No, I think that won't be
That
necessary.
won't be necessary.
Yeah, no, so thank you so
It
much.
was very nice training you.
It was actually my pleasure of having.
I believe I have delivered some knowledge to you.
Yes, definitely, sir, definitely.
And I would love to train you for the next training sessions which are coming. So don't be surprised.
No, you can expect me at my best.
After 2 weeks, we are conducting a training on telephone etiquettes, which you know are very important for the front office department.
Yes,
So I'm really looking forward to see you then.
Sir,
Thank you very much, Mr. Mukund.
thank you so much, sir, for having us in your class.
Bye.